we've titled our next segment AI Eats Everything because what's going on is the tech titans continue to go all in on AI. So Elon Musk unveiled a project he's calling TeraFab, which is a 25 billion chip fabrication facility in Austin, Texas, which is a joint venture between Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI. He's targeting 2-nanometer process technology, and he wants 80% of compute directed towards orbital AI satellites, 20% ground-based. No production timeline was given on that one. Jeff Bezos is raising $100 billion for Project Prometheus to buy manufacturing companies and transform them with AI. The targets allegedly include semiconductors, aerospace, and defense. There have been meetings with Middle Eastern and Singaporean asset managers. Excuse me. Mark Zuckerberg is building a personal AI CEO agent to bypass management layers at Meta, retrieving information that normally flow through multiple levels of employees. This is part of a broader push to make Meta's 78,000 person org, quote, AI native. And as a result, AI is eating jobs. It's even eating jobs in crypto, where there were major job cuts at Algorand, Gemini, Crypto.com, OP Labs, PIP Labs, Masari, and more. Gemini said AI is now too powerful not to use at Gemini and compared non-adoption to, quote, showing up at work with a typewriter. Recruiter Dan Esco pushed back, saying, I see no real indication the layoffs have anything to do with AI workforce replacement at scale, but rather saying it's an excuse and sector contraction has been the problem, with job postings having fallen 80% year over year to about 6.5 per day. So where we are now is we have a lot of these things being discussed. We have AI being given as a reason for many of the job cuts, and we have people making these physical infrastructure bets. But I'll start with this one. So Elon Musk and TeraFab. Is this a real semiconductor strategy? Is this part of Elon's rollout for the SpaceX IPO? Like, where on a scale of real to not real, where do we put this thing?
I call bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. Okay, so you need $20 to $25 billion to start a fab. A fab is one of the most complex technologies human beings have ever created, second to the pyramids. TSM has invested $100 billions to figure this out. Tesla doesn't have the cash flow either to pull this off. They have not figured this into their CapEx planning for next year too. Tesla does about $3 to $6 billion in free cash flow. There's a range there because their Tesla auto sales are dropping quite a bit. I like the products, but I think they're phenomenal products. So I'm a believer in autonomous driving. I believe Tesla's got the edge in the US. I'm calling a spade here. But you need to finance investment with either operations or by diluting your shareholders. They're not going to sell $20 billion on the market. Unlike Google, Tesla doesn't have a alternative way to compete to get lower cost GPUs. So I don't think this is going to go anywhere. Elon is also the only one talking about data centers in space. I've listened to quite a few credible people say that it doesn't make any sense. The technology is not there. Jensen, the CEO of Nvidia himself, has said that, including people from SemiAnalysis, which covers the category. So it seems like Elon's just trying to sell more of the future. Tesla stock's been down 25% in the last 1 or 2 months. I think I had a short on it until this morning, by the way. I'd probably be short again after a rally, so full disclosure there. Again, big believer in the technology, big believer in what Elon's done for human innovation, right? But I don't think this goes anywhere. It's not real.
On the AI side, I feel like this whole I have to fire all these people because of AI. It's kind of just this. It gives companies an excuse to restructure without having to really explain the true reason why they want to restructure. It has very little to do with AI. It's an opportunity and an excuse. That's just the truth, and that's the case. If your business model is not working, I'm not talking about any of those companies in specific, but you can say, "Oh, AI is coming. I'm going to fire my workforce and restructure." right? It's just very clean. It's a beautiful excuse. Um, I think that no surprise to anyone on this call, this opportunity really tells me why I'm so excited about crypto. Um, all this noise, all this chasing the hot new toy, and we'll get into Elon here in a second. But I literally just came back from downtown in New York City where the CTO of DTCC was talking about how they're going to tokenize $200 trillion in assets. Like, come on. Um, and that's happening in real time. Where we have DAS in New York this week. Every institutional is piling in. I could sense the energy in the room, the standing room only, right? And so, like, this makes me more excited to be part of crypto, which is gonna be totally integrated with AI going forward in whatever way, shape, and form it takes. Um, I think, Ram, it's hard to bet against Elon over the years. Maybe you can do it in a very, different, I guess, windows perhaps and make money, but, I mean, this is the greatest entrepreneur and founder, of within generations. So I love the fact that he's thinking big. As I watched his presentation over the weekend, there's a couple other cool, like, little Easter eggs that jumped out at me, talking about how he thinks that new breakthroughs in physics are gonna unlock other things. He said quantum without saying quantum, and so those are the 3 technologies that I think about: AI, crypto, and then quantum. It sounds like he's starting to get his hand on the quantum side as well. Um, where do we go from here? It's also very much part of what we talked about previously, onshoring, building chip capabilities onshore, resiliency. Is this our 1970s moment for energy? Maybe we need to onshore chips. And if Elon's can do it, if who else is if it's not him? So, um, too early to tell if it is going to be successful or not. For me, gets me very excited about, so many different things, so many different breakthroughs. There's gonna be when you put all this money at AI that we're seeing, there's gonna be innovations and breakthroughs that are gonna be second derivative and be incredible. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully, some amazing startup founders come out of it. But again, this is a crypto and macro show. I get excited about crypto more and more I hear about all this.